Accumulate. It took author 2 years to accumulate enough savings to make the down payment on his new house. Acute. Many dogs have an acute sense of smell, so they are often able to smell when their owners are approaching the house. Affluent. Tim and Sandy lived in a very affluent suburb, filled with luxurious homes and spacious lawns. Alternative. In some countries, homeschooling is becoming an increasingly popular alternative to sending one's children to regular schools. Ambiguous. The basketball player's comments about retirement were so ambiguous that reporters didn't know what he was actually going to do. Approximately. There were approximately 100 people at the party, although I was never able to get an accurate count. Astonish. The audience was astonished by the talent of the child violinist. Her brilliant performance earned her a standing ovation. Biographical. The scholar's latest book is a biographical study of Shakespeare, in which she details the writer's life from childhood to old age. Catastrophe. How was the dinner with your boyfriend's parents on Saturday night?
It was a catastrophe. First, I spilled my wine. Then we argued over politics. And finally, they said I wasn't the right kind of girl for their son.
Chaotic. Initially, the children shouted and ran around the classroom, ignoring their new teacher. The atmosphere was chaotic until the principal arrived and told them to behave. Cherish. The old man said that he still cherished the memory of the wonderful time he had had as a student in Paris. Chronological. The teacher told the students to put the famous inventions in chronological order so that they could see how the earlier ones had influenced those that came afterward. Clumsy. I've never met anyone as clumsy as Robert. He can't walk into a room without bumping into something. Coincidence. As we hadn't seen each other for years, it was an amazing coincidence that we were seated next to each other on a flight to France. Compile. For his term paper in his literature class, the student compiled a list of the images used in Shakespeare's Macbeth. Compliment. I regard it as a big compliment that the coach chose me to start in the first game of the playoffs. Conditional.
Dad, I just received a great job offer, conditional on me completing my MBA degree.
That's wonderful, honey. I hope everything works out for you. Conform. Sam found it hard to conform to the strict rules in his new private high school and asked his parents to send him back to public school. Confront.
Honey, do we have to talk about our debts now? Just thinking about them gives me a headache.
Well, we're going to have to confront the issue sometime. We can't put it off forever. Consent. All students need the written consent of their parents before they can participate in the school trip to New York.